Hello everybody, and welcome back to Gentoo.
We're your favorite place for all things gaming and tech related.
Hey, that's my line.
I've always wanted to see how it felt to say it.
Well, how was it?
So good. So good, in fact, I'm gonna take another. Let's hop right into the news.
Hey! Medieval Dynasty New Settlement is the brand new expansion to the Medieval Dynasty game, bringing the world into a virtual reality. Forge your own destiny in Medieval Dynasty as the son of a peasant. Carve out your own life now in the virtual reality. Put your headset on and explore a brand new story and never before seen map. Chop down trees with your axe, squat down in your woodshed when making planks, explore untamed forest and hunt game. Cultivate fertile fields and experience the medieval life in virtual reality when Medieval Dynasties releases on March 28th on the Quest 2, 3, and Quest Pro.
Kingsgrave is a metroidvania style game inspired by the classic Legend of Zelda games. A plague has decimated your lands, and it is up to you as the king of the realm to take it back. Restore your shattered kingdom by slaying the creatures created by the plague and rescuing your subjects, and bring them safely home. Unlock new abilities by slaying monsters and collecting resources. Gain new weapons to take down mighty foes, sharpen your combat skills, explore woods, deserts, and volcanoes and handcrafted worlds, as you solve puzzles, uncover hidden paths, and navigate treacherous terrain on a journey fit for a king when Kingsgrave releases for PC on April 17th.
Now let's check out what the tech industry has unveiled for us this week.
OpenAI has revealed its new Figure 1 robot that is powered by OpenAI's ChatGPT AI engine.
During its unveiling, Figure 1 was shown to have an impressive ability to respond to commands given to it, complete the command, and then explain to the command giver why it did what it did. Here, just check it out.
Hey Figure 1, what do you see right now?
I see a red apple on a plate in the center of the table, a drying rack with cups and a plate, and you standing nearby with your hand on the table.
Great, can I have something to eat?
Sure thing.
Great. Can you explain why you did what you just did while you pick up this trash?
On it. So I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
Figure 1 has also been showcased to be able to self-correct mistakes, where it can recognize that the task it attempted was not completed correctly. It can synthesize a new solution to the problem and complete the task, all without new inputs being required from the command giver. Roll the footage.
This is a huge leap in the robotics industry from OpenAI. This truly is the first big step into a future where we either have Terminators or great robot helpers.
All in all, we are eagerly awaiting for more news about OpenAI and its robotics program to see what else they have in store for us lowly humans.
And that's all we have for news this week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to not miss any future episodes.
Now let's check out the new packs of the week.
Why does this keep happening to me? I just want to make a video without some weird thing happening at the end. Like, I'm seriously at my breaking point. No way. Is that a new gaming poster? Yo! Oh, hey. Didn't see you there. Welcome back to Corby's Content Corner. I'm Corby, and today I wanted to talk about the absolute horror game icon, Leon S. Kennedy. If you haven't heard of this man before, he is one of the main characters in the long-running Resident Evil horror game franchise. He is a rookie police officer dispatched for the Raccoon City Police Department, or RPD for short. He is thrown into the series by having a terrible first day on the job, literally having to fight off the start of a zombie apocalypse. This is merely the introduction to Leon's true greatness that is fully represented after he makes it out of Resident Evil 2 and has a glorious return in Resident Evil 4. He is no longer a random police officer nobody. No. He is now a special agent assigned with the responsibility to rescue the president's daughter. This man is a big deal, and if you play the game, you understand why. This man is a resourceful, acrobatic, accurate, brave, and smart fighter. Okay, maybe not always as smart as this is kind of silly, but you get it. Not only is Leon a bad man, but he's also full of quippy, epic one-liners that definitely don't come off as cheesy.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
Mr. Kennedy, who the hell are you?
I am flattered. I'm a one-lady type of guy. What are you, my mother?
Leon Kennedy is always able to save the day. Because, well, look at him. Did you think for a second that he couldn't? Just look at his face. And that sick haircut. Not only does he mean it, but he stands on business. Of course he saves the president's daughter. Who else could? Why is she kinda... Oh, no. I'm not doing this again. Anyways, if you haven't played the amazing Resident Evil remakes from Capcom, I definitely recommend it. Literally the definition of how to remake a game to perfection. I mean, who wouldn't want to play as this cocky, sarcastic, and dedicated hero? He's just so awesome. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you next week. Come to think of it, I've never tried to boop Freddy's nose before. Hold on a second. Oh, no way! It actually works! Wait, what? Hello? Ah!
Imagine RoboCop with the soulless, vicious mind of a Terminator. Now take Bane from Batman and mix them into one character. And what you get from that is Adam Smasher, the boogeyman of cyberpunk.
All the same meat to me. I'll slaughter each and every one of you.
Adam Smasher is a legendary character in the world of cyberpunk, dating all the way back to the very first tabletop ever released for the series. What do you need to know about Adam Smasher? He's 1% human, 99% Borg, and 100% psychotic.
You're packing some pretty heavy artillery for your size, boy. I'm surprised you could string two words together.
He's a high-ranking warrior in Arasaka's ranks. A bloodthirsty, murderous monster who has no empathy for anyone he comes across, ally or not. Originally starting as a simple soldier turned mercenary, he took a rocket to his... everything. Smasher was mortally wounded in the blast, with no limbs, and hanging on for dear life. But with the reputation he had, Arasaka saw potential in him, and left him with a choice. Die, or let Arasaka rebuild him into a soldier with a cybernetic body, and promising him all the fighting he craved so much, as long as he worked for them. Smasher gleefully accepted that offer.
Told you, Johnny boy. Told you I'd end you someday.
Come the 2020s, when the world was thrown into the Fourth Corporate War, Smasher was Arasaka's leading officer in combat against Militech. He was eager to test his mettle against a legendary mercenary at the time, Morgan Blackhand. But yet again, Adam Smasher was caught in the blast of Johnny Silverhand's nuclear attack on Arasaka Tower. Denied his fight and near death once again, Arasaka repaired him again. But Smasher fell even further into his cybernetic depravity, and thus, he became a heartless killing machine. Now by 2077, Smasher is a bodyguard, an attack dog, Johnny's killer, and worst of all, a cyber psycho. While Smasher isn't a main constant force in 2077, His few appearances make sure you remember how menacing he is. He's the last thing standing between you and salvation. And if you have any hope of getting past him, well, bring everything and chrome the f*** up. Stay tuned for next week, Choomba. This has been Zach on Cyberpunked.
Welcome back to Apex Legends, a series here on Gentoo where we take a deeper dive into the lore of the so-called legends. This week, we'll be taking a look at Seer. Before his birth, it was foretold that Seer would bring pain and suffering to the world, and the night he was born, a meteor barreled across the sky and struck his world's moon. It was considered a bad omen, and when his pale blue eyes opened, his community saw a cursed child. However, his parents did not. They loved him unconditionally because they saw the true empathetic, creative soul of their son. They even supported him when he was drawn to the arenas, a series of underground fighting competitions where he could express himself fully. At first, the crowds felt unsure of him, but over time, with each victory, the power inside him grew, and with it, the strength in the arena. And as his reputation began to precede him, a strange thing happened. The people in the crowd who were downtrodden, outcast, and forgotten saw themselves in Seer. Soon, many of people would come out just to see him fight, cheering Seer on as their champion. This legend from the arenas made his way to the Apex games as an icon of the shunned, the unaccepted, and the unabashedly original. Still, there are those that continue to blame him for the deterioration of the moon of his homeworld Boris for many reasons. He fights on to make things right, however he can. When first introduced to the game, Seer's abilities were a bit broken, to say the least. Since a couple patches, his abilities are by no means useless, but they are nothing compared, like his launch date kits. His passive is a heartbeat sensor, which helps identify the location of enemies in a 50-meter distance around him by pointing out arrows and glowing orange when pointed directly at them. This is still my favorite passive ability as it helps you figure out where the enemy's location is and you can play around them with the upper hand. His tactical is extremely powerful, but hard to hit. A cylinder-like shape shoots out one way in a 60-meter beam, revealing location and health of the enemies that are hit, while also disabling their tactical abilities. However, there is a delay before it officially goes off, allowing the target's time to scatter. His ultimate can shift the balance of fights by creating a giant sphere 60 meters in a radius that gives precise location of enemies that are walking, sprinting, or firing. This ultimate is nice for the initial fight to help track down your opponents, but with its giant size, others are easily able to find your fight and third-party you. Overall, his playstyle is not for everyone. He helps locate the enemies or lock their abilities amidst the fight, which means you can't directly rush in with him, but play a little bit safer until you gain the upper hand. That will do it for this week's episode of Apex Legends. Like, subscribe, and tune in next week for more content.
Here at Tower Yearbook, we are a dedicated staff of photographers, designers, copywriters, and practicum students.
Our staff is a student-led, student-run media outlet, producing a book with over 300 pages. Be sure to pop out at any of our portrait or distribution events.
So stay tuned to our social media to see what's up.
Hey Al, it sounds like there are some people that don't know about the show.
We've got some time.
Let's roll.
So you want to know about Now You Know. Think of us as your go-to spot for rundowns of your favorite things. Everything from toys, tools, holidays, and more. We've got you covered in here
and out here. I'm Katie Bird, and I'm on campus asking about what you know. For example,
a second ago, you didn't know what this show was. And now, you know.
Noon on Wednesdays at KNWT TV.
Greeting hunters, and welcome back to another episode of Monster Field Guide, the show where I catalog the monsters in Monster Hunter World. Today we've set our arms free because we're covering the bicep on legs, Devil Joe. This walking pickle is the strongest monster I've covered to date, and arguably the definitive strongest brute wyvern in Monster Hunter, period. This monster hails from Monster Hunter 3, and has been a staple ever since. Now what makes this guy so strong? Well, stay right there and I'll tell you, but first, let's get to that name. Devil Joe has one of the most straightforward names. First is Devil, an English word that represents the monster's terrifying design and behavior. But it's this Joe part that's a little more interesting. While I fancy it more of a Joseph than a Jonathan, it's pretty much just a unique way of spelling jaw, considering its Japanese name, Ibariju, meaning evil jaw, hence why it's also evil in the word devil. And speaking of jaw, let's look at that. You may notice these spikes and think, oh, these are spikes used to protect its jaw. Because after all, real-life predators have to be careful about protecting their jaws, and if they break, they're screwed. Well, actually, it's teeth. Yeah. As Devil Joe grows, it grows new teeth that push out its old teeth, tearing through its own face before it heals over. This makes it resemble the helicopteran, an extinct shark-like species whose teeth grow at a rapid rate. This rapid growth is a result of its most dangerous feature, its insanely high metabolism. This devilish Joseph never stops eating. It can. They're so huge that they need to constantly consume or they'll die. Heck, its own saliva has become slightly acidic so it can melt through the scaled plating and get to the Tootsie Pops inside.
One, two, three.
This vicious cycle does come with a benefit. This dirty bull gives it massive gains. You see those red stripes? That's muscle. It's literally growing out of its skin. With this massive strength, Devil Joe can physically overpower almost every monster. With its muscles and berserker rage, it barrels through monster attacks and slams its targets around like a certain rage-filled greed monster. Except for Odogaron. Put him down. He's just a boy. You get over here. If you think you're safe from this guy because you're all the way over there, well, think again, because Devil Joe has a very interesting power, and in order to explain that, I need to talk about a game mechanic. Devil Joe spews a dark red gas known as Dragon Energy. Well, in-game, if you're hit by this, you gain the Dragon Blight status, which prevents you from building status ailments or elemental damage, meaning your attacks can't, say, poison the monster or hit him with fire damage. This gives the theory that the Dragon Energy is a specialized, aerosolized paralytic venom that can shut down the various organs and sacs that monsters deploy as defense mechanisms against their opponents and potential predators. But nothing stops the hungry jaws of the Devil Joe. Devil Joe can inhabit any environment it chooses, becoming the dominant species barring some special monsters I'll discuss soon. It can deplete an entire ecosystem of life if it stayed in any one area, so it roams everywhere to constantly find new food to eat. Lastly, Devil Joe was brought to the world to be a terrifying force of nature, demonstrating the impact that invasive species have on environments. And I do mean invasive, because this popular monster was the first monster released as post-launch content for the game, coming out a couple months after the game's initial release. Devil Joe was also intended to be the rival of next week's monster, the bombarding wyvern, Betelgeuse.
Hey guys, so we've got some good news and bad news coming back from spring break. Bad news, we had to drop Gabe-bot because he was just costing us a little too much money. Good news though, we got the brand new Gabe-bot 3000.
Thanks guys, I'm so excited to be on the show today.
Isn't it exciting what new technology can bring us? Isn't that right, Gabe?
I mean, yeah, if you think about it, you're a little inefficient too.
What do you mean by that, Gabe?
I mean, just think about it. Robots are always better.
Well, it's a good thing we don't pay you to think. Now, we should get back in the pack, shouldn't we?
Yeah, you'll be gone sooner than later, so don't worry about it.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Quinn, not watching the video. Dude. What is it called, Nigel?
right
You're
now,
on
man?
it every week.
What?
He is on it every week. Welcome back to Quix and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to Quix where we take a mainstream game and see how fast we can complete it. Today is Scribble Time. Oh boy. Basically, this game just like Pictionary. You draw a word and other people guess it. Oh no.
brother.
It's choosing a word.
Give me this one. Alright.
What are you pointing at?
Here, let me make it more clear.
Oh, I got it. What?
Huh?
Yeah, please make... Dude, you are not pointing at what it is. I'm so sorry.
Dan already got it. And so he's really happy. But,
Dude, what?
there's this thing right here. And then, like, That has to be.
Oh my gosh, what?
That's insane. I was like, there's no way, right?
I like.
Bear with me here. Bear with me here. Here, I'll draw some details.
What?
I'm so lost right now.
Okay, this is really bad. There you go.
Got it.
What?
Got it.
Oh.
Yeah. But Dan's winning. We can't let him win, y'all. Dude, what? Dan, draw something else.
Make my.
Maybe make a propose.
I can't see what I'm typing.
I don't really know.
Yes.
What? Oh, that's stupid.
Let's go.
That's
Let's go.
stupid.
So we got here. We got this.
What are you drawing?
Haha!
Oh.
Nigel, you're so good at drawing. I'm jealous.
Oh, I wanted to finish the toad. Well, I am using
Okay.
a drawing.
Huh?
Light work.
Dude, what?
What is it? I made a guess.
I'm sorry.
What is that?
You could have done a salt shaker. That would have worked.
Would it have? Would it?
What the heck? Yes.
Like, I don't know how else to explain this. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Alright,
Yes.
good job, Daniel.
Victory. Let's go.
Alrighty, that's it. That's it for the ding. How do you think we did?
I think we did fantastic. You know,
Oh yeah.
we are proven artists at this point.
So lovely, so fast.
Amanda.
So speedy.
No.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Free to Review. Today we're hopping into another free Steam game called Risk Global Domination. Real quick before we start the video, make sure to go like, subscribe, and comment what part of the pack you like the most. Alright, today we are hopping in the world of Risk Global Domination. This is a classic strategy game that is free to play on Steam. The game of Risk is about military strategy and conflict. You pretty much become a commander of an army with the ultimate goal of conquering the world. So each player starts with territories that must use their troops to attack others while defending your own land. Risk was actually invented in 1957 by a French filmmaker named Albert Lamouris. The game was originally called The Conquest of the World. Since then, it has become one of the most popular board games. Risk Global Domination has now been brought to the internet, allowing you to battle against players from around the world or against AI. It's a great way to test your strategic thinking and learn about the delicate balance of power. Risk involves conflict. It's also about alliances and negotiations. Sometimes the best way to win is not just by force, but by making the right friends. So get ready to deploy your troops, plan your attacks, and embark on a quest for global domination. Alright, we got a review from Robert that says this game is a great way to distress. We've got a bad review from Reaper. Terrible unsolved bugs in this game for many months now. We got a thumbs up from Tree Hero. Alright, enough rambling. Let's go ahead and hop into my first game. Alright, the thing I like the most about Risk is all the strategic thinking skills that you need. You really got to plan out your moves ahead, and you got to anticipate your opponent's actions. Another thing is all of the different game modes. I haven't even gotten to try yet. They look really cool, but I feel like there's hours and hours of cool gameplay. I think one of the bad things about this game is the games take quite a long time. You got to set aside like a few hours if you want to really sit down and enjoy this game. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Free to Review. Make sure to go check out Risk Global Domination on Steam. Leave a review to SMG Studio. Wonderful strategy game. I'm going to give this game an 8 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Kirsten, what are you doing here?
What do you think I'm doing here? Making TikToks? And it's not about what I do, it's about what we do here. So we start with storyboarding the content we want to create for our clients. It could be anyone from small businesses, nonprofits, and organizations both on campus and in the Maryville community. We write, we film, we edit, we create, and then we wait. So if you're someone who thinks you need us, we are KNWT Creative Services.
Right side pass finds Waters, a three-pointer on the way, good!
Life happens in an instant. Let us help you be a part of it.
Take 5.
Live for you to enjoy.
Hello, and welcome back to Know Your Tech. I'm your host, Evan, and now that we've got all the internal parts of a PC, besides the fans and wires, we have got to find a place to house them. PC cases is probably the least complicated thing to buy when deciding your PC, but with that being said, it can still be a confusing process. So saying that, let's hop right in and figure out what the best case is for you. When looking for a case, you may think it's just the choice of what you think looks the coolest, but it is so much more than that. You have to think about the size of the case, how compact the internals will be, how ventilated the case is, and does it have natural and good airflow? Because if the air in your PC doesn't move, you'll sooner than later have a fire on your desk than a PC. Some cases will come with fans and cords included with it too, which can help cut cost of having to buy fans separately, saving you about $50 to $100. If you're really wanting to get fancy, you can even try to find a case with RGB or a tempered glass panel on the side to see the internals of your hard works and labor. So let's take a couple of options of cases to help get your foot in the front door. Starting off with one of the most popular companies for cases, Liam Lee. Is a great option, but a bit pricier, being about $100. It is a very open case with a tempered glass panel and plenty of fan space for circulation. Also coming with 3 fans and easy to take apart for cable management, which is just amazing. Liam Lee's website is a perfect place to start and find at least a layout for your case too. A downside for their website is you're not able to actually buy anything on it, so you will have to find one of their other sites that they go through. If that case wasn't your flow though, don't worry, because this next one is a great budget option, costing only $30. The Sama S88BK is a good case, but does come with its flaws. The design of the case is closed off, which can lead to a lot of airflow problems, but the sides are detachable to help with some heat spread. Also including 320mm fans to help airflow to make this case still a good option for budget builds. You'll just have to be a bit more cautious of the temp of your PC. Both of these cases are medium sized too, meaning you shouldn't have too much of a problem fitting all your internal parts into it, unless you want to do a more advanced build like one that would need water cooling. If you are wanting that, then you'll have to go with a large size case, but those are very unique builds. That's all I have this week for Know Your Tech. I hope I was able to help you on your grand computer journey, and make sure to like, subscribe, and tune in next week. See you later.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Rainbow Six Time with Red, the show where I pick a Rainbow Six operator, tell you a bit about them, play a few games with them, and rate them 1 through 10. The things I rate these operators on are their loadouts, ability, and their use to the team as a whole. This week we'll feature one of my favorite defenders in the game, and one of the best all around in my opinion, and that is Mute. Mute is a 3 health, 1 speed operator. His primary weapon options are the MP5K submachine gun and the M590A1 shotgun. I only use his shotgun so I can make rotation holes in the sight and because it is very good in close quarters. He has 2 options for his secondary, and those are the P226 MK25 pistol and the SMG11. I only use his SMG11 because it's just overall the better option when it comes to selecting his secondary. His 2 utility options are a bulletproof camera and a nitro cell, which is just C4. I use the nitro cell all the time because someone usually plays Valkyrie and she already comes equipped with 3 cameras. Mute comes equipped with signal jammers. His signal jammers render anything that runs electronically useless. So anything like drones, breaching charges, cameras, etc. I tend to use his signal jammers to jam walls, but I also put them near drone holes and doorways to stop drones from entering the site. The best thing about Mute is the fact that he counters so many different operators, especially all of the hard breachers. He has one main counter in the game, and that is Thatcher. Thatcher comes equipped with EMP grenades, and when they go off near one of Mute's signal jammers, it'll put the signal jammer out of use for a short period of time. A couple other operators that can somewhat counter Mute are IQ, Cali, Flores, and Brava, and pretty much any operator that has impact EMPs. Cali and Flores can blow up the signal jammers with their abilities. IQ can see any sort of electronic with her ability, so she can spot each signal jammer and where it's placed, and Brava can hack the signal jammers with her drone. When playing Mute, I usually tend to anchor the site with him, which is just staying put in the site throughout the entirety of the round. He's not really made for roaming as he is only a 1-speed operator, so it's just better for him to hang around the site. Mute is now going to take the spot for the highest rating throughout the series as he receives a 9 out of 10. He has great weapon choices, both primary and secondary, solid utility, and a great ability. Mute is an all-around great operator with a lot of upside and very little downside. That's all for this episode. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to never miss an episode of Gentoo and Rainbow Six Time with Red.
Hello everyone. Sadly, we had to get rid of Evan because he was too much of a worthless meat sack. If you like the show, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below to not miss any future episodes. And with that, I say goodbye, worthless meat sacks.